Hey, on the front of whether I'm going to send a link to Brian or not, I decided I'd test out an unlisted video of Theo and Shira playing on the deck. And as long as that seems to have stayed dormant, which I believe it has, I will tomorrow do that. I figured I wanted to do it when I was like, okay, I'll do it in the morning. And then if I get stuff from Brian, I can respond to it. But if I don't get stuff from Brian, well, then that's fine. I'm really going to go with, hey, Brian, here's a comment. If you want to give me a heart, that's fine. I don't care. Not that I don't care, but I don't want to impose on you. This is what bubbled up in me, but I decided that I just didn't want or maybe even need to share it with other people, and that I just wouldn't be able to kind of hold a comment section together for stuff like that. You know, as much as we're in a warm and fuzzy place in booktube, some of the stuff that's happened in the last those videos, kind of does bring home the fact that people can kind of go a little hammer and tongs every once in a while. Something like that. Something like that. I'll think about that. It's interesting that I watched the video with Kelly, and she's saying like, you know, I it was a little, I don't know. I think she's super genuine person. Um, but I think she and Gunpowder Fiction and Plot, Nell and Scott, are just really different people. And they are snarky and funny and engaged. Um, but they, I don't know, they do come across as fairly open and welcoming, but I think they've got their own view of the world, and if you bang up against that, they can maybe not be as friendly. They can be pretty sharp, and maybe that's a necessary thing for when you're on that kind of level. I don't know. It's a shame shame that to lose a connection there, which I think has happened. There's been some rupturing, and yeah, 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 and yeah, definitely people who aren't going to humor Steve Donahue, who I don't think wants to be humored. He wants to be engaged fiercely, and he will engage fiercely, but fairly good humoredly. But it's like it's not personal, but he's going to whack his thoughts into you as hard as possible because he's a debater, and that can unfortunately, um, on the internet, a lot of people will see that as being big meaty, which I don't think he is being. But then again, I'm hopelessly biased again for Steve Donahue because I've watched roughly about 3,000 hours of him chatting and being a really warm and wonderful, interesting presence on BookTube, which I couldn't do without. All right, I'm now babbling, so I'm going to leave it there and go up and get a doodle, get a Havanese, and come back down. All right, more videos later.